Yo, what up? This is Mason at the Backpack Bros here with another shoe review, a tiny shoe review at that. This is the On Cloud, or is it just On? I'm not really sure, but this one is the Cloudrock hiking boot. I actually got these for my daughter because we were going to Utah and I wanted her to have something that she could flex in and also function at a high level on the trail. I honestly would have gotten her Hokas had they had her size, but she's really fallen in love with these, and I'll say that they still look brand new even after a lot of abuse. I caught these steppers at the Backpacker in Baton Rouge, and I'm not really sure what this color is called, so we'll just call it Double Olive. So these boots are Swiss made, you can tell by the little Swiss symbol, and the Swiss people make really dope watches, knives, banks, so why not shoes too? The first thing I look at in a shoe is the bottom of it because that's what's going to be doing the most work, so we'll start there. So this stuff is called Mission Grip Rubber, and it's actually two grips in one. The first part of the grip are these obvious lugs that come on all of the On shoes, and what these are designed for is to dig into softer terrain, but on the bottom of each lug are these little teeth that give you max traction on rocks and harder surfaces like that. Above the sole is a 360-degree mud guard, and I really appreciate how they made it blend into the shoe in a way that isn't gross looking. You can see right here where the paint's kind of worn off from the abuse a kid puts on a shoe, but they still look nice. In the middle of this boot is a plastic sole thing called a speed board, and what it's designed to do is just pume your foot forward after each step. It's kind of like having a spring-loaded shoe, which is pretty cool. So they call the midsection of the shoe a membrane that is both wind and waterproof. It consists of two different types of mesh that give you enhanced stability and breathability. I'm not gonna lie, the shoe's pretty stiff, but that isn't necessarily a bad thing. I actually prefer a stiffer hiking boot myself. The collar and tongue on this boot are filled with a generous portion of EVA foam, but I'll say that this collar is pretty stiff. I like a softer collar myself, but my daughter crushes trails in these with no complaining. These boots have something on them called Flex Lock technology, and this is my favorite part of this boot. So they have the two locking eyelets that would come on a normal hiking boot, but on this bottom one there's a tiny little hole, and what you can do is if you don't want that extra support that comes with locking both of your strings in, you can just thread the lace through this little hole and tie your shoes like you would normally. And that's a really big thing. You know, sometimes my ankles are straight barking, son, and if I undo both of these top eyelets and just tie it like a regular shoe, I feel like I'm walking in a clown shoe. You know, it just doesn't feel right. But what this does is it gives you that little bit of stability without having max stability. I know that sounds weird, but you know, sometimes you want to stay secure, but it's just a little too tight. This gives you that option to just make it just the right amount of tight. And I think that's cool. I wish this was on every hiking boot. I'm pretty sure they have this patented because I don't see it anywhere else except for the On Cloud boots. And honestly, I think that's a really big thing that people probably often overlook. And I think that's about it, man. Like, I really like this boot. I'm not gonna lie, I like my Hokas a lot. But if you want a boot that is filled with technology that you're not going to find anywhere else in the boot world, definitely give the On Clouds a look, man. Like, they really are a cool shoe. That's all I got for you today, bro. But fall is in the air. I can smell it. We're going to be doing a lot of hikes this year, I hope. And I hope to put all of them on this channel. Thanks for watching. I'll holla at y'all later.